Hello. Not sure if it's working. Can anybody hear me? Everybody see me? If you can happen to type and say something. Looks like it's working on my end. I'm just not 100% sure. Say something. Or text me. I'm assuming if you got this LinkedIn, you probably have my phone. Okay, awesome. So, thank you to everybody who's here. Ooh, I got 4 people. Cool. We are, yeah, I reached 100 subscribers and I got pretty excited about that. So thank you to everybody who subscribes to the channel and enjoys my videos. I know last I checked, I got up to 107. So I got a great big boost there in the last end that helped push me over. So thank you. And this is going to be a live unboxing. I'll start in a minute. It's just going to be me opening some stuff and talking about it. I'm actually going to also try and record this because I'm not sure how YouTube works, if it's going to go onto my channel once I end it or what. So I may cut a video together from this. But in case you can't tell from my shirt or from my Instagram post from a couple of days ago, I'm going to be opening something Scooby-Doo, since that is still my highest viewed video on the channel. Weirdly enough, I don't know why. I just somehow magically hit those right numbers. So, close enough. I have these Scooby-Doo that I'm going to be opening today. It includes most of the gang and a few of the creeps and Scooby himself. And in case you didn't notice, I do not have Velma. She is the only figure on the website that sells these, which is really weird because she's also really creepy looking. So that's kind of odd. But I have the rest of the gang and a couple of the bad guys. It's a set that I've been looking at for a while that I was just never really sure if I was going to pull the trigger on or not and get. And then I ended up getting them. And to be honest, I did open this guy, the Creeper, because when I got him, I noticed there was some paint on his mask, so I had to open him up to find out if it was something I could clean off or if I had to go through the hassle of returning them. So I have opened that guy, but most of the rest of these I haven't touched. Before I get into them, the one thing I do really like about them is the packaging, because I don't have to destroy it to get into it. There's a cool little card. It's got a scene and some artwork on the back, character on the front off to the side, and then I thought it would be like, most figures, it's like a protective case. It's just this card back and then the figures inside this one bubble. So I was actually able to get into it just opening off the side without breaking the seal. But since this is an unboxing, I'm going to actually open the break the seal, as it were. So that way it's a legitimate opening. I should have gotten the scissors, but oh well. These action figures are by the Figures Toy Company. They do a bunch of old cartoon figures and some other like retro TV shows like Batman and stuff like that. So these are definitely more of an older style figure. Kind of more, I'd say, inspired by the Mego brand old toys. And let's have a look at the Creeper. So, as you can see, he comes with a mask, Creeper mask. And then you can see he's Mr. I think it's Carswell, the banker from the episode Jeepers, It's the Creeper. And you can just slide the mask right on him. And it doesn't look half bad. I think the Velcro holding his suit together is a little rough because you can definitely see a lot of the white edges. And since the Creeper is more of a hunched back over character, you can't really get that pose with the way this figure is made, unfortunately. So he's kind of going to be a Creeper with better posture, I suppose. But it is cool that you can unmask them, and it works. It sits on there pretty well and still functions as an actual head. So it's well made. The head is good rubber material. It's not plastic. And the paint that was on it was just a little piece of yellow paint. It just came right off on a factory error thing. So luckily I didn't have to send them back for a new one. All the material is cloth. It's kind of a rough cloth. I can't really think of anything to compare it to. But his full outfit is, not plastic. The one thing I did discover when I opened him the first time is Creeper is. I can't. I think I got to open up his jacket. I think that's how I figured out last time. He is jacked. Creeper's been doing sit-ups. He is swole. I'm guessing they just take the same mold for everybody from Batman to Superman, and they just put it in a green plastic. The other thing I don't really like about this is the pins on his hands are flesh-colored. I don't know if you can see that in the camera or not, but it just stands out kind of ugly, which is a shame. Otherwise, it's kind of a cool looking figure. He's bulky. He's got some padding in the shoulders to kind of give him that hunchback look and padding in the back. He just can't, stand like a hunchback. And it's definitely more of it's definitely more designed as a doll than an action figure, but I don't hate it. He's kind of cool. All right, let's open somebody else. Did a bad guy. Let's do Fred. Fred's next. Same thing. He's got a card insert inside, and then the back's got a different bit of artwork, Fred and the Mystery Machine with the rest of the gang, as well as the rest of the gang that you can get. Oh, Fred's actually attached. He's got a plastic backer with some twist ties. It's weird Creeper didn't get that. I wonder if he was a repackaged thing. So Fred's actually in here more secure than Creeper was. Okay. There we go. Fred is free. Oop, almost free. Now, this one actually looks. Gotta fix the ascot. It's stuck outside the collar. This Fred looks pretty good. I like the cloth. I like the face. They got a good 3D representation of what 2D version of Fred looks like. It's got a good mold and face printing of him. He looks like a 3D version of the cartoon, I guess is what you would say. It's well done. He's also completely cloth accessories. Every part of his clothing is. His articulation is he's got wrist articulation, swivel, and on hinges. He's got elbow joints. Looks like he's got some joints in the shoulder. It's not a joint though. I think it's a different kind. Like with Barbie dolls, it's got like a rubber band system. He's got knee articulation, probably ankle articulation too, just underneath the boots. Well, let's look if I can get the boots off. Yes, he's got ankle articulation. So if you want him to go barefoot, he can bend at the ankle. It's a good figure of him. I like this Fred. His hair is completely rubber. It's molded on there. He has a good appearance. I think the ascot should have been not cloth or something a little bit more moldable. Well, there it goes. It's sitting a little bit better now. So it takes a little finicky with it to get it to sit how you want it. But this is a pretty good version of Fred. I like how they got his face. It's a good 3D version of a 2D character. I think I messed up his boot because now he's not standing on it right. Oh well, he'll be all right. But yeah, this is probably the best one out of the two I've opened. He looks pretty good, actually. And then the thing, yeah, I like how I don't have to rip these things apart to get into them. The artwork on the back comes completely out of the clamshell, and I could save it if I want to, or I could just save the whole thing and store it if I wanted to put them in it and just hang them up back on the packaging. So I like this. I like how they're packaged. It's very nice. Let's do Daphne, since we just had Fred opened. I'll put you over here, Freddy. Okay, here we go. Be careful with your sharp knives, kids. Now, the reason I didn't get these right away is they are kind of pricey. They are like $30 a pop, except for the 2-pack of the Shadow Phantoms. That one was, I think, $40, if I remember right. It's just kind of pricey, you know, because the 6-inch figures usually run about $20, but I think with the extra $10, one, you're getting a clamshell that protects them. Two, everybody's completely in cloth clothing, so that is kind of worth the extra price. And they're a little bit taller than 6 inches. Let me grab somebody. So here's Winter Soldier. Looks like they're 8 inches or so, somewhere in there. So they're not going to be in scale with anything else that you might have unless you buy the rest of these figures from that same company. Same thing, Daphne's got her own artwork on the side, and then the back has a less chaotic scene of them driving the Mystery Machine. Whole gang's there. Like Fred, she's also twist-tied into it. I'm beginning to wonder if my Creeper was just repackaged, because that's really weird that he's the only one. Yeah, Shaggy's zip-tied in there. The Phantoms are too. Yeah, I think they sent me a returned Creeper that somebody opened and then just re-put back together. That's kind of shady. The website's got a few other villains on it. I think they have the Ghost Clown from, I can't remember the Haunted Circus episode now. And then they also have Charlie the Robot from Foul Play in Funland. And I think that's all the other ones they have. They also have Fred randomly in like winter gear, and then they had scared variants of Shaggy and Scooby. And then, like I said, they had Velma, and Velma is still the only one they have sold out, which is still very bizarre. I don't know why maybe she was a limited run. I don't know, but she was also really bizarre looking, like not even close to the character. Okay, so unlike Freddy, Daphne's got actual hair and not just a rubber piece. And her hair is all over the place. Let me grab. This is when I first got her, I noticed that too. It's like her hair is way too long. She's got way too much bangs, so it's not really screen accurate. But I'm guessing they did this more to keep in style with the old toys. Whenever you had a female character, they had to give them Barbie hair because that was the only way girls would want to play with these toys. People figured is if you could brush their hair or style it. So I think that's why she's got an excess amount of hair because it's modeled after that old style. She's just got some plastic covering on her shoes and her leg. I don't know. I don't want to take my knife to that. I might just have to get scissors later to cut it off. Oop, now it's coming. So yeah, I kind of wish I had given her a molded hair piece as well. I'm sure it wouldn't be terribly hard for people who customize these things to make and give her one or even just adjust her hair. Let's see, maybe I can just slide it off. Me, I don't know. I may mess with it just because I like, if you've watched the videos, you see that I take a lot of photos of the toys and I kind of like them being as screen accurate as possible, even when they're cartoon characters. This is a pain. I don't know why they did this. Probably just to keep the shoes on. Yeah. So, I don't know. I might get somebody who's handy with hair. Oh, that doesn't sit on at all. That's why they have that plastic on there. Her feet do not stay in her shoes. That's stupid. Yeah, I might get somebody who's handy with hairstyling and see if they can fix it, because her bangs are like right down the middle of her face. She's looking off to the left, which is also kind of weird. I mean, the photo they put of her also has her looking off to the side. So I don't know if they were just trying to duplicate that. But it's odd. I don't know. It's not a terrible. The dress is really good. The material feels a little bit better than what they've got in Fred and Creeper. The shoe falling off, though, is just stupid. That's going to be a pain whenever you have to move the character around. Yeah, that's too bad. So this one is not great. I kind of wish I'd gone a different route with her. It looks like she's got the same articulation as everybody else, though. So there's options with her. Yeah, just kind of wish I had done something a little bit different with it. All right, stand up. Dang it. She doesn't stand up well either. It's these skinny legs. Makes it hard for her to stand. I may just have you take a nap. All right, lean on Fred. There you go. All right, who do we got next? Let's do a dog. Let's do Scooby-Dum. Now, who is Scooby-Dum, you might ask? He is Scooby's brother? Cousin? I think he jumps back and forth in the cartoon. Depends upon which it is. But he first premiered in the third or fourth season of the Scooby-Doo Where Are You show when it was branded as the new Scooby-Doo show. And he hails from the Okefenokee Swamp. And he is just Scooby-Doo, but dumber, if that makes any sense. Same thing, he's got his own little artwork. Art on the back also. This one looks more like it's a still from the actual episode that he's from. Ma and Pa Skillet. We're at the restaurant that he works at. And, you know, it's a bigger clown than the other. All right, and it looks like he is also twist-tied in. He's only got one, though. Let's open him. Chew that away. All right, here we go. It's a little beat up there. Okay, his tail's really loose. His joints are not that great here. His torso's really loose. His tail's really loose. I think mine got a little beat up. I don't like the silver sockets that his legs are in. That seems like a poor design. Yeah, I think something happened to the side of my Scooby-Dum. This leg seems kind of beat up, all torn up and scratched. So that seems like some kind of bad production error. I'm going to have to reach out to them about that. He's got a cloth hat, which is supposed to be kind of up like that, I think. And then looks like his collars, a faux leather thing, a metal ring, and another faux dog tag. That's his head. His head does move. Good. That's good. Yeah, this one's in kind of not great shape. I'm disappointed. So he's got leg articulation, knee articulation in the legs. Stands kind of nice. I think he's going to be able to sit. No, not really. Yeah. Yeah, he sits a little. I don't hate the way he sits. It's not pretty, but it's something. And of course he stands. And nothing in the jaw, nothing in the mouth. He's stuck with his face. But again, it's not a bad representation of a 3D version of a 2D character. And Scooby-Dum was one of my favorites. So I was happy to get a figure of him. But yeah, I might have to reach out because this side of my leg is just all scratched up. I don't know what happened there. Too bad. I'll have to find out. So that's Scooby-Dum. I like the concept, but again, I don't think it was executed as well as it could have been. And outside of the production flaws that mine seems to have, I don't like the way the legs are jointed with these metal sockets. Just gives these weird metal holes. It makes them look like a toy and less like a dog. Without those, it wouldn't be a bad figure. I like them. Paint seems okay. Something a little weird with the eyes, but it's not bad. I like it. I don't regret getting them. I'll have to find out if maybe they can send me a different one that's not faulty. I'll probably have to send this one back. I'll keep that back. But there's Scooby-Dum. Okay, let's go. Whoa, he doesn't want to stand up. Stand up, Scooby-Dum. Stand really weird, but okay. All right, let's do the Shadow Phantoms, which is from one of the episodes that I think has one of the darker moments from the show, from a kid's show, because this is from... What episode? Did it say by chance? I want to say it's not. I don't think it's Don't Fool with the Phantom. No, it's A Night of Fright is No Delight. I think that's the episode it's from. But Scooby is he gets a fortune left to him. He has to spend the night in a haunted house with him and some cousins of the guy who died. And the lawyers say anybody who leaves or doesn't make it out alive obviously doesn't get the money. So there's a part where after the cousins have all disappeared, they stumble into the basement and they find 4 coffins for 4 cousins and a dog-shaped coffin. And then the coffins open up and you see the cousins in there and it looks like it's just dead bodies. And find out later that they're just dummies and the cousins just ran off. But still, for a cartoon in the 60s, I always remember freaking out a little bit as a kid. It's like, that's kind of creepy. It's just, they stumbled on dead bodies. Okay, let's open this one up. This one's actually taped. Huh. I wonder if maybe this one was repackaged too. Maybe it's just because it's bigger and needs tape to hold it together. But anyway, the Phantoms were both the lawyers, Mr. Creeps and Mr. Crawls. I know those names definitely don't sound like they're somebody's up to no good. Another cool card. I really like the back of this one. You got the whole gang and both the Phantoms. That's pretty cool. And it looks like these guys are twist tied in as well. Do I like these better than the Walmart 2-packs that I did a video of? That is currently my highest viewed video with 30,000 views. I'm not really sure yet. Those do have a certain charm. They're definitely more kid-friendly, and these are definitely more for your adult collectors, just because of the quality. There's one. But they are also not without their flaws. This is probably a figure set that's supposed to be kept in the boxes more than anything else. All right. Again, these guys have full cloth clothing. They've also got a hood. And that just broke. That's great. Yep, that just came right off. Wow. That's a shame. I think it popped out. Yep, popped right out. Wow. Yep, these are probably mostly more for looks than anything. Well, and the arm's broken too. What the heck? Well, this is one of them. This is one guy. Yeah, this guy's just falling apart. What the heck? Let me see if I can try and fix him. I can even get his costume off. Ugh. We've got this weird orange jumpsuit. That's funny. Oh. I don't even know how this works. Looks like it's supposed to be sitting there. Oh, well, there's one of them. Let's look at the other one, and hopefully he holds together better. So, the one big thing I was worried about when I got these was, as you can see, these guys have kind of big flowing costumes, and they didn't look very flowing in the packaging. Just going to undo that just to make sure he doesn't break his chains either. And yeah, they don't really look that flowy in person either. So these ones are kind of disappointing as well. They just look almost like KKK members than anything. Somebody who just washed their clothing in the wrong color. Yeah, the robes need to be bigger at the bottom just to be more flowy. The sleeves aren't terrible, but they also aren't connected to the robes the right way, I think, to make it right. And the hoods, just put them on, just make them too tall because the face comes down more, if you can see. So yeah, this is not a great version either. But there's his face. So it works great to unmask him, but for display purposes, I think it just looks kind of lame, unfortunately. He doesn't have that same spooky effect. Yeah, he just looks odd. Look at that. Just weird. Not a fan of these, and even less of a fan of how much that one broke. So, very disappointing. Too bad. See if we can put his thing back on. Probably not. The chains are actually metal, which is kind of nice, but they've just got these leather cuffs, which I think is a mistake because there's just a tiny bit of leather cloth holding the chain to the cuff, which is what happened here, and it just failed almost immediately. So I think the whole thing should have been metal. Anyway, so this is Crawls, so my Mr. Creeps is broken. And it doesn't even really look that great. It doesn't look close to Creeps at all. Like, that's Creeps. And that's the face they gave him. The hair is just all wrong. He looks more like an evil George Washington than anything. Yeah, I'm definitely going to reach out about this one too. See if I can have a replacement set if I can't fix the arm myself. I don't want to toy with it too much and end up breaking it. So that's not a great old average then, is 2 figures coming out kind of busted. Out of, what do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of 6. Yeah, not great. Yeah, it looks a little, yeah, I still don't like him. No. I'm gonna go with a no. This the Shadow Phantoms were not as well done as the Creeper. Yeah. Yeah. I'll mess with the other guy's arm once I end this stream, and hopefully I'll be able to fix him. If not, hopefully they're able to do something about it. All right, we got the dynamic duo left. Ooh, Shaggy. Ugh. There we go. And you guys are probably wondering what happened to the other action figure unboxing video that I teased at the end of that build blast. The DC minifigure I'm building. I had that big white box that was a mystery from Amazon. That one is almost done. I just started a new job. It's a higher position than I'm used to, so it's been a lot of work, and it's just not giving me much time to film and put videos together, unfortunately. You know how I like to do a lot of photos of the figures as well. That just takes up a lot of time, so I was able to do some today. I got one more photo I need to get, and then edit it all together, so that is coming, and that'll be another surprise set. You'll see it pretty much once the video is posted in thumbnail, but I won't spoil what it is just yet. Here is Shaggy. Now, again, he's got his own card back. And the back's got him and Scooby munching around in the van, as well as the rest of the crew. And then he is also partially zip-tied to his box. We'll get him loose. Looks like he's got full cloth clothing as well. And some rubber shoes. I think this is another good representation of a 2D character in 3D form, especially in the face. It's tough to get the characters' like noses right when you do something in a different way. Because they can always either be too big or too skinny. It's just tough to get them right when they're shaped in 2D form. And these ones up there did a decent job of it. I don't think they got the heads quite right a lot of the time. But if there's anything with these figures, definitely the Fred and Shaggy did a good job with the face. And the shirt looks great, the pants look great. There's something going on with his feet, though. I think there's a rubber band or a wire that's just got his feet just freaking out, and it keeps clicking them together like he wants to tap his heels. That's bizarre. I think the leg might be off socket. That's a shame. I was really hoping this one was going to be really good. Yeah, see, he's going, his legs are going all twisty on him. That's rough. Come on, don't do that. Alright, I'll have to mess with him some after I'm done with the video then, just to see if I can get him working proper. But just looking at him, he looks pretty good. He's got the same amount of articulation, elbow, wrist, head swivels. I don't like how they did the shoulders and the hip joints. I kind of wish they had just put it on joints instead of whatever the spring system is inside of them. Again, I think that's just them modeling it after a vintage version of these toys. So, it's not bad. He still looks really great. Like his face, I really like the face, and the figure itself looks pretty good. Putting him next to Scooby-Dum, I'd say the scaling ain't bad. Yeah, they're about the right height. It's not terrible. But he's just not going to stand up, not until I figure out what's wrong with his legs. I'm just going to have to take Shaggy's pants off. He's also got a different body, though. He's not the same as the Creeper's torso, which is definitely a bulkier base, and Fred, I don't think, is either. So I guess they only use it for, I don't know, maybe Creeper's got Superman's torso. Okay, Shaggy's not going to stand up, so he's going to take a seat down here for the rest of the video. Hopefully I can get his legs fixed, too. I have a feeling I'm going to get an answer from the company that these are meant for adults, and you should not have taken them out of the packaging, so if they're not great figures, then that's not our fault. Hopefully not. You'll never know. Maybe a figure toy company will be cool. We'll find out. All right, well, this one is the last one. Scooby-Doo. We're going to break the seal on him. And have a look. I'm guessing just looking at him now, he's definitely got the same problems as Scooby-Dum with the joints. His are brass, though, which helps a little bit blending with the brown of his fur, which is kind of nice. Smart on their part. Looks like he's also got one twist tie. Again, Scooby's got his own card back. And the background's also a unique background. I like that all the characters got a different one instead of just the same one repeated. So that's kind of nice, especially for the price you pay for them. It's nice that they make them all kind of unique. And like I said, there are some other versions online. There's a scared variant of both Shaggy and Scooby. I didn't want to buy all of them just in case there was not a wave of figures that I liked. Okay, looks like Scooby's got, the exact same problems. He's got a loose tail. His middle's kind of wonky too. But he's at least not all scratched up on this side. He's a very shiny plastic. Got a leather or faux leather collar, a brass ring, and then a faux leather dog tag, which is really nice. I like that they didn't just make it plastic. And let's see if his face moves. His face moves pretty good, which is nice. Again, same issue. He can sit kind of. It's not terrible. He's just going to be kind of looking a little bit too high. But, oh well. So, same issues as Scooby-Dum. He's not a great figure, but he'll look kind of cool on a shelf. There's also a bit of a color difference between the body and the head, because the body is a plastic and the head is a rubber. So you can see, I guess it's more because the body's kind of got a sheen to it, and the head is, just a matte brown. So it might look a little weird. I just noticed that now, though. So after it sat in the box for about a month, is the first I've noticed it. It doesn't look too bad on the camera either. So not awful. So that is the figures. You might wonder why I like Scooby-Doo so much. In fact, I got a whole shelf space devoted to it of the short Lego run of Scooby-Doo, and then these are the Walmart 2-packs that somehow got me 30,000 views. Still not sure why. It's just a show I grew up with. I think it started at a cousin's house. She had some Scooby-Doo VHSs. I think it was the Scooby-Doo meets Batman episode. We'd watch it, but we could only watch it when we were at her house. And then eventually we got cable, and Scooby-Doo would be on late at night, but at like 9 o'clock. So sometimes it was special, and we'd get to stay up late and watch an episode or two. And then eventually they put it on during the daytime. I watched every episode, had like 30 tapes full of just Scooby-Doo, all the various shows and stuff. So it's just been a part of my childhood. I love the live action movies. They were a lot of fun. So it's just something I've always gravitated towards. And there you have it. Thank you to everybody who tuned in for the live unboxing and helping me get to 100 subscribers. I've got other ideas I could do for live unboxings. There's some stuff that I have figures of that I'd like to open and talk about, but I don't have the complete set because either I didn't like the other figures that it came with, or I just never found the other figures, or I just bought the one that I like. I collect based on things that I like and not on trying to be a completist. I tried that when I was younger, trying to buy everything in the line. It's impossible, especially when things get put out as an exclusive from this store and this store, or it's online, and then scalpers go into places and buy everything up, and you can never find anything in stores, or it's sold out online. So I learned pretty quickly that being a completist collector is just no fun. So I'd rather buy the one or two figures from a wave that I like and not pull my hair out trying to get the whole set, which also helps save me money. So these were what's the brand again? Figures Toy Company, World's Greatest Heroes, Scooby-Doo wave. Like I said, they've got a bunch of other retro toys. It's mostly like superheroes. I think they have Beatles and the Monkeys, a bunch of stuff from characters from like the 60s and 70s. But the Scooby-Doo were the ones I pulled the trigger on. They've got a couple other bad guys, and Velma's floating out there somewhere, but since she sold out on the website, she's going for like 50 or 60 bucks. Not really worth it, especially when she's kind of a frightening looking figure. If I end up editing this into a video, I don't really know what's going to happen to this. This is either going to be saved on the channel or what. I'm not sure. This is the first time I've ever done a live video, so we'll see. I'm also recording it to hopefully put it into a video later. I'll just maybe highlight some stuff, so it's not the full 45 minutes or so that it's going to be. But final thoughts on these figures. They're okay. Really, I think if you like the toys, you'd be better off waiting for something better. They are hit and miss, especially with quality. It seems like they're kind of rough in a lot of places. I mean, this guy's arm fell off, and the chain broke. Scooby-Dum's all scratched up. They've got loose joints. Shaggy's got that problem with his leg. And so it's kind of a disappointment. I don't think I'm going to be getting the rest of the figures because I kind of didn't mind. I wouldn't mind getting Ghost Clown and Charlie the Robot just to have all the villains. And then maybe if Velma goes down in price someplace in the aftermarket, I'd get her. But I'm not too keen on them, just getting them now. Creeper was a good figure. Scooby isn't bad. Fred's really good, probably the best out of them. Shaggy would be good if his leg wasn't all wonky. So it's an okay group, if anything. If you really like the figures, then I would suggest keeping them in their cards if you do happen to buy them, because they don't look bad that way. I might actually just maybe put them back and maybe take them out every so often to do photos if I have ideas for them. But otherwise, yeah, I'd say they're a pass, unless you're a really hardcore fan and you're like collecting things on card back still, then it's a pass. But yeah, that's it. Thank you guys for tuning in. Like I said, I'm still working on that other action figure unboxing video. It's just taking me a minute just because of the new workload schedule. But I'm hoping, since I've got a little bit more free time this week, that I'll be able to get it out. Hopefully Saturday. Like I said, I've only got one more photo I've got to take, and then editing everything together, finding music and so forth. So it should be out sometime soon. Until then, thank you to everybody who got me to 100 subscribers. Let's try and get to 200, and I'll do another live video. That one will be hopefully some better quality toys. And until then, stay safe. Happy hunting. Yes, will no longer be live.